Egg Foo Young, this Chinese-American, Chinese-British favorite, actually is the inspiration for the band Foo Fighters. They decided to form this awesome band just to fight for your right to order Egg Foo Young. Nah, I'm just playing. Actually, Foo Fighters is named for a name for UFOs back in the 60s or 70s. Dave Grohl was obsessed with it. But one thing I'm obsessed with, cooking up good food. So we're gonna start making Egg Foo Young. The first thing we wanna do is make a chicken-based gravy because we're making ours with chicken thighs, y'all. Chicken thighs are juicy, fatty, delicious. So that's where we're going first. Let's get making the gravy. You got your stove, get a medium saucepan, small saucepan. We're gonna add 1 cup of water, and then we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of Better Than Bouillon paste, chicken flavor, y'all, because we want that gravy to match. But you can use any gravy you want on Egg Foo Young if you're doing it right, but this one is the way to go. All right, while the water and the Better Than Bouillon's heating up, take 1 tablespoon of water, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, mix them together, and get into a little bit of a paste. Because this is gonna provide some depth and weight to the gravy, because every gravy's gotta be a little heavy, you know what I mean? Yeah, now we've got our base simmering. What we're gonna add is 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. Then we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of oyster sauce. Adds a really nice little depth of flavor to that too. 1 teaspoon of rice cooking wine. 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, which plays a big role in a lot of this cooking. And 1/4 teaspoon of sugar. Then we're also gonna do, we're gonna hit it about 1/4 teaspoon of fresh ground black pepper. Get that simmering again. Now it's gonna start to smell like you want it to smell, like a combination of soy sauce, sugar, and as that's going, what we're gonna do eventually is add that cornstarch water mix. That's a slurry. So what that does is allows to thicken things up without changing the flavor too much. We're gonna reduce the heat and let that simmer and thicken a little bit while we make the actual egg patties, y'all. Now, Egg Foo Young basically is an omelet. It's like an omelet patty, and it's just this great blend of flavors. So one of the things that we're gonna do is we're gonna cook up the filling for it, basically the parts of it. We're gonna use some sesame oil. So about 1 tablespoon into a big 10-inch pan of the sesame oil, get that nice and hot. And then we're gonna start out by browning our protein. So we're using a bunch of chopped up into tiny, less than bite-sized pieces of chicken thighs, and we're gonna get those browned up, then set them aside. Now, we've got the chicken out, and we still got some of the chicken residue in there, which we like. So a little bit more sesame oil, and then to really get the flavor going and all the ingredients, man, we want this to be special for all y'all. So go to your supermarket, and you'll be able to find in the meat section, this is pure chicken fat. So we're gonna take a good little scoop of that, heat that in as the fat in our pan now, and this is where we're gonna cook up our vegetables that go into this thing. So we're gonna put a good sprinkle, handful of some shredded carrots. Okay, then we're gonna put in some chopped white onion. Then we're gonna put in some white mushrooms too. But you can use anything that you like, peas, anything that makes you feel happy when you're cooking, put them in there because this is just your canvas, baby. We're gonna paint it all up because you know we love to paint. So keep stirring that up over medium heat. Get that all cooked till the onions are translucent. Okay, now we've got our veggies all cooked up. We're gonna put that in the same bowl that we've got our chicken in. Then we're gonna make our omelet mixture. Now it's time to make our mixture. So I'm gonna take 3 tablespoons of water and then 2 teaspoons of rice flour, which you can get in the Asian section of most of your markets. And you're gonna whisk that up till it dissolves evenly. Then what we're gonna do is we are gonna add 2 whisked eggs. So scramble them up. That's gonna be the big base of the egg itself. A little bit of garlic powder. We're gonna go about 1/4 teaspoon of that. I'm gonna put a dash of white pepper. Nice little different flavor into it. Then we're gonna add a tablespoon of more of that rice wine in there. Then finally, you can use fresh ginger too, but we love the ginger paste. You can also get this in the produce section. About 1/4 tablespoon of that, 1/4 teaspoon of that. Whisk that up. Next, we're gonna take in some of those proteins in the veggies we have, right? So what we're gonna do, it's gonna be about 1/2 cup of the stuff you want in there. But this is the base of this perfect omelet we're about to cook up. We've got our oil heating up. Now, we use about 3 cups of vegetable oil on this, but to make sure it's hot, take a little bit of that rice flour, and when you drop it into the pan, if it starts to sizzle a little bit, it's ready to go. So we've got our mixture. This is 1 patty that we're putting in. We're gonna serve multiple patties. You saw a bunch of our stuff we got. What you wanna do with this is make sure you have your spatula ready. Now, over the hot oil, you wanna go about 6 inches above the pan when you drop it in. And it's gonna form a patty on the bottom. What you wanna do, as you're doing it, if you see anything come off to the side, kind of push it back together. We're gonna go on this side for about 5 minutes, then we're gonna flip it. When the edges are a little bit brown, now you're gonna be ready to flip this beautiful, beautiful looking thing. But use a spatula, come out with it. Now it's gonna have that golden brown flavor we got on there, and you go 3 more minutes on the other side. Oh man, this is like a childhood dream come true. Egg Foo Young. It should look like a dirty omelet, because you know we like it dirty and we like omelets. So let's get to eating. Now we're gonna use a beekeeper tool, right? That's what we call these things. And get that gravy. We don't wanna, it doesn't need to swim in the gravy, just enough to have some flavor so you can see a little bit, because it's gonna really pack a punch. Then we're gonna top it with just a little sesame seeds and some of the fat parts of a green onion. Yeah, look at this. We've got all the stuff on it. The toasted sesame seeds that match with the sesame oil that bring out a little extra flavor to it. But Egg Foo Young, fool, that's what's up. Let's take a bite of this. Crispy, better than takeout. Take yourself out, take yourself in some Egg Foo Young. Spatchcock Funk.